We are live. It is Brian and Chris here from Resolve Technology. And today, Chris wants to talk about an interesting social engineering attack that hackers are using to get into systems. And it's using something we're more and more familiar with the last few years. It's the reCAPTCHA, using the reCAPTCHA mechanism to trick users. So tell us a little bit about how this all works, Chris.
Yeah, Huntress Labs, John Hammond, he's a well-known security expert. We use some of their products, but they're always on finding new 0 days and exploits in the wild and testing. Essentially, they put something up on GitHub, which is a code repository, demonstrating how this works. You can see on our screen here that you're verifying you're human, but then it has a steps. It wants you to do Windows button plus R to open a run terminal or run command, and then press Control V, and it's gonna paste some malicious code or command in to do some sort of living off the land attack. So the reason they're doing this is using a certain binary, and it's a legitimate Windows utility that executes HTML attachments, and it will handle things like embedded script. Since it's trusted and it's signed by Microsoft, it often evades, it goes undetected, let's say.
So let's stop there for a second. So your antivirus is likely not going to pick it up.
Right.
Your typical antivirus like Windows Defender or whatever. Your other security software may or may not pick it up. That CAPTCHA, I would imagine that's on a website that the hacker builds. So they send you an email, like a phishing email, right? You click on a link, it takes you to the website, and then you see the CAPTCHA picture, right? Where you put in your CAPTCHA information. Is that how it works?
No, so at least in the test here, I got this repository. So all it is, there's multiple ways, but see this index HTML file? So yeah, web page, and it will pop this up. If I do I'm not human, see it, okay, so then you follow, and see now it's pasting in I'm a robot. This is just a demo, but see, you'll observe, you can see it's using that Windows binary there, MSHTA, and then it has all this in the run command. This is just a CAPTCHA, but this would be something malicious. Launch a Python web server or execute this malicious code, and end users would see, okay, it looks the same here, and they hit verify, and then it's executing something, whether they're living on the land technique.
So it's like a two-step process.
Yes.
They land on the web page, they see the CAPTCHA, which everybody's used to seeing. You click that, and then that's embedded somewhere on the page. And it might not just be the CAPTCHA. There could be, it looks like a legit web page. They click that, then it takes you to this verify step. And they have you open the run prompt, right? They give you the steps, and then, like you said, it automatically pastes in there, right? Like you paste that in there. Do you paste that in there?
No, look, whatever's embedded here, it just pasted in this I am not a robot. Oh, let me zoom in. I'll do it again. So if we follow the steps, so this pops up Windows key plus R for that run, and then hit Control V. See, it's pasting in what
you're doing. The Control V.
Yeah, because it's telling you to, but that's not my clipboard. That's for whatever is from this technique. It's just demo purposes. It's just putting this in.
For our peeps out there, our people, right? If you see something where it asks you to go to a command prompt and paste this in, that's usually not part of the process. You shouldn't be doing that. If you're going through these steps, you're basically going to give them access to your computer by pasting this, clicking OK. You essentially compromise your computer. Yeah. Am I getting that right, Chris?
Yeah. It allows them to execute anything from a malicious script using that trusted binary. We did something like this a while back it was a pop-up that said, oh, do launch PowerShell, or there was some procedure, and it wanted you to use PSExec or some tool so they could get a foothold into the system. Yeah.
So that's it. Exactly. They need some way to get a foothold by clicking buttons and pasting information into the run box and clicking OK. These are all what they call Windows events, and they are triggers to allow access to your computer, to download things and to make changes to your computer to make it vulnerable. Okay. So whenever you see something like this with multiple steps, you need to pause and just think about it for a minute. Should I be doing this Probably not.
Well, so here's the other thing to this looks real, right? The captcha. This is just CSS. They're just putting lipstick on a pig. It's a basic HTML file, at least in the demo here. And they did a little CSS to make it look this could be, for example, you could go to a legitimate website and have this pop up. Say the web server got compromised and they deployed something like this, and then you have some kind of malicious script execute when you go through this. It could paste in download run. It's really easy to use something like PowerShell to go out and download a file or something. Like key administrators use all kinds of stuff like that to make our lives easier. That could also be used maliciously.
So just be wary. I guess what we're saying here is be wary of doing anything that's multi-step like this, where it's asking you to paste something into something that you normally don't go into, like the run box, right? A command window. If a web page is telling you that, that's not part of the verification. Usually the verification process is just a simple captcha. You check a box, you might put some letters in, and then you clarify. But if it's asking you to do other things, that's a problem.
Yeah, the only other ones other than the one Brian mentioned I've seen is choose all the school buses in the pictures. And it might have you do it a couple times, or change how this object, it might be a motorcycle, make sure it's in the correct orientation. Other than that, you shouldn't see anything like this.
Yeah, multi-step things, start to question, should I be doing this?
Question
if
everything.
You're unsure, talk to your IT people.
Question everything.
Question everything. Trust nothing. All right, Chris, thanks for bringing that to our attention.
All right, have a good one.
All right, we'll see you.